Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Pariyandam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Let us enter into the Shiva Sutras. Today's topic is just fall in. These great sutras delivered by Mahadeva, Shiva to Devi to create the same experience or the consciousness in which he is staying, to reproduce the same state of being in Devi. Shiva has delivered these great sutras. Shiva means, the word Shiva means causeless auspiciousness. Understand the Mangalatva for no reason. He is auspicious, showering himself for no reason. He is called Asudosha, means easily pleased. He is very innocent. To please him, you don't need too many big things. Just a little water, just one bay leaf or one namaskar is more than enough. You don't need too many things to please him. For Vishnu Puja, you need so many things. He wears only Pitambara and all Ratna, Shamantaka. But Shiva is a Swami. Doesn't wear anything except Rudraksha. Very easy to please him. Asudosha. Too innocent. Doesn't need too many things to please. Causeless auspiciousness. Here, he is showering himself for no reason. He is opening up for no reason and expressing the techniques to experience the same state in which he is residing, same state in which he is established. Let us enter into these great Shiva Sutras by remembering Mahadeva, our Adi Guru. Kararuddhadragastrena Brubedadvararodhanat Drushte bindau kamalline Danmadye paramastitihi. Kararuddhadragastrena Brubedadvararodhanat Drushte bindau kramalline Danmadye paramastitihi. I call this book as Book of Books. See, here Mahadeva is giving sutras, techniques to create enlightened beings. I can say this book only created all spiritual books on the planet Earth. Because this is the root cause to create enlightened beings. Enlightened beings create more and more spiritual literatures. This one sutra would have created at least few thousand enlightened beings. You will be surprised. The influence of this great book in all spiritual traditions, including Taoism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, all the traditions, and modern day Hinduism, all the traditions are influenced by this one book. We have clear, solid records to prove that this book is at least 10,000 years old, because the inscriptions, stone inscriptions are available. These original sutras are inscribed in stone near Kashmir. Those inscriptions are at least 10,000 years old. This book has inspired and influenced all traditions which came out of the Vedic tradition. This technique is practiced still now in Taoism. Let us first understand the technique, then we will understand how it is practiced in Taoism and how it is practiced in traditional Tantra, the traditional philosophy for enlightenment. Let me give the translation. By closing the opening of the senses, by hands and by piercing the center between the eyebrows, when the bindu is perceived and there is a gradual merging, then the supreme state is found in the center. If you spend some time in South Indian villages, you will know, even now this technique is practiced by villagers. Every major festival in South Indian villages, they will pierce the body with a needle or trishul, especially the Anya, this area. The body piercing, you will be shocked and you may even feel, you may be even surprised. How could these guys do this? How is it possible? And they will walk on the fire also. This is the technique. Here Shiva is giving beautiful technique for enlightenment. One more thing. This shows to what extent our people can go for enlightenment. They are ready even to pierce the body. They are ready even to sacrifice physical comforts. They are ready to take up pain, suffering. A small story. One person goes to Buddha and asks, Bhagavan, you know enlightenment is highest thing. Why don't you give it to everybody? Buddha says, please find out and come back how many wants by evening. This guy goes round, comes back with the report, Buddha, only 2% wants. Buddha said, oh, that is nice, bring them, I'll give. He said, no, they are not interested to come all the way here and all. If you send it by postal, it's okay. They are not that much interested to come and see and all. If it comes on its own, they have no problem. That is not the real quest. Here, Shiva is giving beautiful technique, strong methods for the people who are really sincerely interested to go beyond body and mind, There's one more story in Zen tradition. One Zen master, whenever he teaches, some of his mannerisms, some of the things which he does, his body language will be very funny. He will again and again do the same kind of postures like this. He will constantly show his thumb and say, "We will win, we will win." He had a few mischievous disciples who will imitate him behind him. They will stand behind him in one corner. They will imitate him. They will also do, "We will win, we will win." One day he saw a small guy, his disciple, standing behind him and imitating him. He just took a sword and simply cut his hand. Understand? Master just took the sword and just cut the hand, cut the finger of the disciple. And the story says, when the finger fell from the body of the disciple, his ego also fell. Let us understand this story a little deeply. The disciple experienced tremendous pain, suffering when the hand was cut. But he had a deep trust on the master, over the master, whatever he does will be good for me. See, the deep trust, that intimacy, I don't think master also will do this unless that intimacy is there. Surely he can't do that in this country. Of course, in the modern day he can't do in any country. Forget about this country, in any country he can't do. That depth of a relationship, the feeling connected, existed between the disciple and the master. Zen masters use all weird methods for enlightenment. They push disciple from third floor through window. They just threw him out of window. But they do it in right time, understand? Right time and right person. See, the connection between the master and disciple was so deep. When the tremendous suffering and pain started in the body and mind, even at that moment, disciple was very clear. Whatever master does will be good for me. That deep trust, simply that moment he became enlightened. Understand? If you can maintain that deep trust, when you go through suffering or pain, a new door will open in your being. That is the essence of this sutra. When you can maintain your center, when you can be centered, while you go through a physical torture or mental pain, mental suffering, when you go through a deep physical pain or mental suffering, you will just go beyond it. A new door will open. Unclutching from the pain and centering your energy into yourself. That is what has happened when that master cut the hand of disciple. Anyhow, disciple became enlightened. All the other disciples took this boy and treated him, and he became all right. Other disciples asked, "Master, we know he has become enlightened. Beautiful. But don't you think it is too costly? He lost one hand." Master says, "Fool, for enlightenment, many people lose millions of lives. It is achieved only by losing so many lives, working and dedicating lives after lives. This great experience is achieved. He lost only one hand. It's okay, worth bargaining. It is worthy. It is not that he received something lower than what he lost. Understand two important things. First thing, that much of connection, trust over the master existed. Second thing, the disciple is willing to go through any suffering and pain, any tapas. Tapas means ready to work on the technique at any cost. Ready to work on the technique at any risk. That is what we call tapas. Enlightenment becomes first priority. Of course, this technique is for the people to whom enlightenment has become first priority. See, in our life, spirituality is also there in our washing list. In our list it is there, first cooking, washing, like a laundry list. Everything will be there. In the end, if time permits, little meditation also. But if the priority becomes clear, if the enlightenment becomes the first priority, only then these kind of techniques can be used. Here, Shiva is giving a very powerful technique for enlightenment. By closing the opening of the senses, by the hands and by piercing the center between the eyebrows, when the bindu is perceived and there is a gradual merging, then the supreme state is found in the center. Paramastitihi means the state in which Shiva is staying. Let us understand this word Paramastitihi, transcendental reality. See, we have three levels of reality. One is external reality. All of you know the external reality, an external world. Whatever you call as the law of the country, whatever you understand as the law of the society, the way in which you relate, live with the outer world, this is called external reality. You have to pay your bills, you have to do your job, you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to carry on with your regular life. The external reality. All of you know about the external reality. Second thing, internal reality. Sometime when you grow deeply, when you become more aware, more conscious, you realize you are affected, disturbed more by the internal reality. Means the incident or the thing which is happening in the outer world is not directly connected to the experience which is going on in the inner world. Just by doing a small change, the same incident which is supposed to create pain in you may not create. Sometimes, if you just avoid the words which constantly says pain, pain, suffering, suffering, you will escape from the pain which you may go through if you don't use that method. For example, the incident, usually it may create suffering or pain in your inner world, inner space. If you are little intelligent and careful not to allow those words from the beginning, if you are that much aware or conscious, to stop the word before it surfaces to conscious layer, you can escape from the suffering. If you become a little aware, you will know how to play with your inner reality. Means you will be more balanced. The outer world things will not be able to affect you. With these few experiences, you will realize in the inner reality, the inner world is much more powerful than the outer reality, than the external reality. Only at this point, you start saying, world is Maya. It is illusory. It is unreal. Don't think when Shankara says the world is unreal, it's not that it does not exist. It is there in front of us. If you go and hit your head on the wall, you will feel the pain. It doesn't mean that it's not there. Internal reality is much more stronger than external reality. That is what he means. When the internal reality is more stronger, when you are able to experience joy or peace or bliss just by altering your mental status, just by altering your mind, the internal reality becomes more stronger than the external reality. You experience the outer things are not creating such a deep impact on your being. You are more centered on your inner being. This is called internal reality. One is external reality, another one is internal reality. Means that the inner space becomes more real to you than the outer world. I have seen a great yogi. He will just sit in one place, and if he wants to call any animal, he will just create a particular kind of a sound. That animal will be there. And not only that, if he wants to break a stone, I have seen with my own eyes, he will just create a sound of hammer. If the hammer hits the stone, what kind of sound will be created? The same sound he will create with a special vibration, and I have seen with my eyes that stone will become two pieces. Just as if that stone has been hit by the hammer. I was shocked. How can this be? Not once or twice, many times I have seen. Same way, he will create a sound of the stone hitting a bird or something. If he wants to kill a bird, if he just creates that sound through the tongue with that vibration, I have seen the bird will fall dead. It will drop dead. Same way, if he wants to get some fruit or anything, he will just create a sound, and as if a stone has hit that fruit will fall from the tree. I asked him, how could this be possible? He told a beautiful truth. The whole world is just vibration. The whole thing is just vibration. If you know how to handle the light particles and sound particles, understand? The light particles and sound particles. Nada and Bindu. Nada is sound particle, Bindu is light particles. You can do anything. For him, the inner world is more real than the outer world. So anything comes out of his inner world directly affects the outer world. It creates an impact on the outer world. For him, world is unreal. Outer world is Maya, illusory, because he can do anything just with the inner world. There is a third kind of reality. So you understand? First is the outer world, the second is inner world. When your inner world is more real than the outer world, you will have siddhi, means powers. Third kind of reality is transcendental reality. In that level, you will have buddhi, intelligence. Even in the second level, there is no guarantee you will have buddhi. You may have siddhi, power, but we don't know you will have buddhi or not. Transcendental reality. Transcendental reality means experiencing nothing dies. Experiencing, you don't need to do anything in the outer world or in the inner world. Understand? You don't need to do anything in the outer world or anything in the inner world, because both are equally nonsense. Both have no meaning, both have lost meaning for you. People who are established in the internal reality, in the inner world, for them only outer world will be unreal, Maya, but the inner world will be real. If you are established in transcendental reality, Paramastitihi, what here Mahadeva says, Paramastitihi, then inner world and the outer world, both are illusory for you. Both are unreal. Anandeshwara, that's why we call Shiva as Anandeshwara, established in Paramastitihi, who is not bothered about the outer world and the inner world. Sometimes when I tell people that this yogi broke the stone just by creating a sound, they tell me, they ask me, Swamiji, can you also do that? I tell them, what is the use of breaking a stone with a sound? Why not use the hammer itself? What is there? He did it, okay, that is true, no doubt. But what is the use? What is the use of killing a bird? Or what is the use of plucking a fruit? What is the use of breaking a stone? I don't see any use. I told you that example, that incident, just to tell you the possibility exists. There is a possibility. For some people, the internal reality is much more real than the external reality. Just to make you understand, I gave that example. But in Paramastiti, in transcendental reality, you are beyond external and internal. You realize the truth, nothing dies, nothing changes. Isha Vashyam Itam Sarvam. Whatever exists is energy, is indestructible. Understand an important truth. There is a part, inside the part, the space is there. Outside the part also there is a space, inside the part also there is a space. The space which is inside the part is called Katakasha. The space which is outside the part is called Mahakasha. Now, if you break the part, the space which is inside the part can't be destroyed. Part may be destroyed, but the space which is inside the part will not be destroyed. It will just disappear into the space which was outside the part. Chidakasha will disappear. The Katakasha will disappear into Mahakasha, that's all. Katakasha, the space which is caught inside the part, will disappear into the space which was outside the part. Over. Even the part can't be destroyed. It can only be in a different shape. It will exist in a different shape. You may change the shape, but you can't destroy. Katakasha disappearing into Mahakasha, you can't call that as a death. Same way, the consciousness which is caught inside your body, when the body is destroyed, relaxes into the consciousness which is outside your body. See, there is a space which is outside your skin, and there is a space which is caught inside your skin. When your boundary is destroyed, at some point, the space which is caught inside the body will simply relax into the space which is outside the body. Understanding this truth will liberate you from the fear of death. Paramastitihi, transcendental reality. There is nothing which can be destroyed in you. That's a beautiful incident in Socrates' life. when the poison was taken to him, he was asked, don't you feel the fear of death? Beautiful statement. He says, why should I be afraid? After death, only two things can happen. Either I will not exist, or I will exist in some form or some way in some place. That's all. Only these two can happen. Either I'll cease to exist, I'll cease to exist, I'll not be there, or I'll exist in some form, in some place, whether it is heaven or hell or wherever, whatever it may be. I'll exist in some form, in some way. If I cease to exist, if I don't exist, no problem. Then what is there to be afraid? I'm not going to suffer. I'm not going to even know anything. What is there? Forget about it. If I exist in some form, somewhere, then again, why should I be bothered? I'm going to exist. I'm not going to die. Understand this truth. If you just relax and listen to this, suddenly it will click. The satori will happen, the understanding will happen. When you sit in a complete relaxed way, suddenly you will see these words directly penetrates and creates that understanding. Many times, people who are tensed, they will listen the jokes, they will understand the meaning, they will understand the grammar, but they won't be able to laugh because the clicking won't happen. After 2 days, when they are taking bath in the bathroom, the click will happen. The tuck, and they will be laughing. Please do not wait till you go to the bathroom. Let the click happen now. If you are relaxed now, because these words can create that satori, that understanding, this moment. See, your kundalini can be raised in so many ways, by pranayama, breath control, by deep devotion, by techniques which creates high energy, but nothing can be compared to the awakening of the kundalini through the jnana, intelligence. That is the safest, straightforward, immediate method. See, through Raja Yoga, means breath control, you can awaken the kundalini. Through Dhyana Yoga, meditations, you can awaken the kundalini. Through Bhakti Yoga, deep devotion and surrender, you can awaken the kundalini. But nothing compared to the Jnana Yoga, through intelligence. Because for this, you don't need anything, you will not be dependent on anything. Just the understanding, something clicks and you are unclutched. That moment. All you need to do to awaken your kundalini means that understanding, intelligence through Jnana Yoga is to be relaxed. Not worrying too much about too many things. Don't even bother if you don't understand, it's okay. Especially in our Vedic tradition, we have lives after lives after lives. If you miss this life, it's okay. But if you sit with that relaxedness, if I miss this life, it's okay. You will not miss this moment. But if you are too much worried, I have to finish now. That very worrying, that very stress will stop the process. Understand these two words of Socrates. It's a great mantra. Only two things can happen. Either I'll cease to exist, I will not be there. Then what is there to be afraid of? Because you see, only if you exist, you will have suffering, pain, something. If you don't exist at all, there is nothing to worry. There is nothing to bother. Or I may exist in some form, in some way, somewhere. Then again there is nothing to worry. Because I am going to exist. I am going to be alive. When you can manage this existence, Socrates says beautifully, I managed to live my life, to run my life in this atmosphere. When I can manage this, can't I manage if I exist somewhere in some form? Just look your life back. If you have to look little back and see, either you may say it is 51% suffering and 49 joy. Surely you will give judgment for suffering or for joy. It can never be 50-50. No mind will say it is 50-50. Maybe to argue with me you will say 50-50. In the heart you won't believe that. If I ask, no, just 51-49, please judge, only you will go for some one thing. You may say the life was more joy or more pain. This is the only two possibilities. If you say life was more pain, then why are you afraid of death? You already had enough suffering. Then why don't you try something new? And if you say life is more joy, then again you lived so joyfully. Now you must be ready for the new things. See, if you say that life was joyful, then now you have the fulfillment. You lived the life, you had the joy. Now get ready for the new experiments. If your life was joyful at this level, naturally any further step will lead to more joy. Any further steps will lead to better experience. Because you did not create joy out of your voluntary awareness or decision. Your birth was not your decision. It has happened. Anyhow, you say that you experience joy. Then naturally, the next change also will lead to better state of consciousness, better state of awareness. So, any level, if you argue from this side or that side, your fear has no base. If you stand the side of no more birth, only one birth, I'll cease to exist, I'll disappear after this birth, after this death. Again, there is no need for fear. Or if you say, I am going to exist in some way, somewhere, reincarnation theory. Again, the fear has no base because you are going to exist. You are going to be here. So there is no need to be afraid. There is no need for fear. Fear is baseless. Understand, whether you stand this side or that side, fear is baseless. Understanding the space caught inside your skin will merge into the space which is outside your skin when your skin is destroyed, when your body is destroyed. Nothing is going to change. You are going to be alive. You are going to be. Even if your body or mind changes, even if that disappears, you won't disappear. This truth is what we call transcendental reality. A person who is established in transcendental reality constantly radiates joy and fearlessness. He radiates so much of bliss, so much of energy. We call that state as Paramastitihi. Shiva is talking here to Devi, giving the technique to achieve that Paramastitihi, to achieve the supreme state. As I was telling you, this technique is very powerful only for the people who are ready to take any risk for enlightenment. If you are really inspired, if you are really putting enlightenment in front of anything else, putting that as the top priority, only for them this technique. Of course, for all kinds of human beings, Shiva is giving techniques, but this is for the people who really need it, who really feel that question has become quest, the urge has become urgent. Whoever feels that, for them this technique will help. By closing the opening of senses by the hands and by piercing the center between the eyebrows, when the bindu is perceived and there is a gradual merging, then the supreme state is found in the center. One more thing, this technique, to use this technique immediately to achieve enlightenment, you really need to take a big risk of creating that kind of a pain in your body, ready to take the risk of piercing your body and creating that kind of a pain. But now we don't need to take that risk. At any point in your life, if you go through some pain, use this technique. Don't miss the opportunity. For that reason only I am talking on this technique. Understand? Now we are not going to pierce your head. Don't be afraid. Surely not in this country. And before that, let me give you my personal experience on this technique. It may look little illogical. I may sound little illogical, but I apologize before telling itself. If I sound little illogical, please forgive me. But whatever I am going to tell is truth. I myself had the great fortune of staying with the Tibetan Buddhist monks, a small group of Buddhist monks, Tibetan Buddhist monks, who work on this technique. In Tibetan Buddhism and Taoism and South Indian villages, this technique is practiced widely. Even now, if you go to South Indian villages, during the month of April and May, all the South Indian villages will have the festival. At least you can see 2,000-3,000 people piercing their body, parts of the body. You can't logically relate. And here I am surprised when a small nail pierces, people go for so many tetanus, these, that, injections. There, full steel rod, at least of inch size rods, they will pierce through the body. And not only the youngsters or the people who are healthy, I have seen 6-7-year-old kids or 80-90-year-old people piercing their body. Let me narrate my experience. I was with a Tibetan Buddhist monks. They do this in a very strange way. They just cover your body with a sort of a bell, a metal frame like a bell. They put that on you. There will be a small hole for the air, for breathing. And some 6-7 monks sit around that bell and rub that bell with a wooden stick. They don't beat, they just rub. That rubbing creates a strong vibration and you feel every part of your body is pierced by a needle. When they start, it looks very plush, it's a very pleasant experience because it's like a massaging. It feels like a massaging when they start. And slowly, it's something like a 12 hours process. 12 hours process. Between, they give you little food also. They'll remove that bell and give you little food, or they give the food through that hole. They have a small hole. They give you the food and little water to drink or whatever you need. And they just rub that bell. Understand? It's a very strange. In the beginning, it's a very strong vibration. They don't create sound, they create only vibration. Understand? If they create sound, you will become deaf. You will become deaf. So much of sound. How can you sit inside? They create vibration. It's a kind of a special metal. That bell is made of a special metal. They just rub that bell with that wooden stick and chant the mantras. And that vibration, slowly you feel that every pore is penetrated by a small needles. And after a few minutes, you feel just ecstatic. Then they program your body. It's like a rebooting the computer. Completely they remove all the programming which was done to your body earlier. See, from the young age, your mother teaches, at this moment you will feel hungry. At least thrice a day you should eat. If you go in the rain, you will catch cold. You are programmed for all nonsensical things. See, if you are programmed, you will catch cold if you go in the rain. You don't even have to go in the rain. If you just see the rain through the window, you will hutch. Now you will sneeze. You see, you are programmed. And one more important thing, your muscles carry the memories. Your muscles carry the memories. You can't think, remember anything without remembering your body first. Try, just close your eyes and try to remember something without remembering your form. You can't. This is the hard disk. Muscles are the place where your memories are stored. That is why whenever you suffer with some memory strongly, that part of the body will have pain. If you suffer with the memory or idea of responsibility, not able to take up the responsibility or fulfill, you will have shoulder pain. If you suffer by the repeated thoughts, repeated worries, you will have stomach problem. Some particular memories are connected to particular muscles of your body. They just reprogram the whole body. They sing, you are beyond hunger, you are beyond thirst, your energy is so much, you can directly take energy from the space, you will live for hundreds of years. I was surprised to see their graveyards. It is written, this person died in 220 years, unfortunately. No, really, premature death at 220 years. Because they believe human beings live 300 years And I have seen people living 170, 180 years in their group, in their community. Medically proved. Medically proved. And the Wisconsin University went and stayed with them, did some research. How they are eating so less and living so long and living a healthy life. They say in their report, if you eat a quantity of food, and if 10 calorie energy is produced in your system, in their system, more than 100 calorie energy is produced. More than, means 10 times more energy is produced by the same quantity of food in their system. How they created that kind of a system? It is because of the help of this technique. This technique is the thing through which they create such a system which can run with less food more efficiently. They program you. They constantly sing those words. Even if you logically see what happened in me when they first told you are beyond hunger and thirst, I thought, how can this be? Unless I eat 3 times a day, I feel tired. But slowly my logic lost the strength. I became tired. My logic became tired. Because of the constant vibration, I am not able to argue with them. You see, mentally, I am not arguing verbally. Mentally I am arguing. My unconscious is arguing with them when they are saying, you are beyond hunger, you are beyond thirst. Only first 10 times I was able to argue. Slowly my mind lost. How many times you will constantly tell, no, hey, no. How many times? You feel bored. And slowly logic said, all right, let them tell whatever they want, leave it. Logic lost the attitude of fighting. Logic lost the power to contradict. That is the time they penetrate you. That is the time they penetrate you. They took a small wooden piece and started hitting on my forehead with a hammer. The unconscious is not ready to believe what it was taught, what it believed all these years. Now it is ready to believe what they are saying. Understand? It's a very powerful, very strong method, sure methods towards enlightenment. Actually, we work on this technique with a fire. We call that as a Panchatapas, Ananda Tapas. In India ashram, we do the same technique, but not to that intensity, with how much our people can go without fear, that much we work. Just like I was made to sit inside that bell with the vibration, I help the people by making them sit inside the fire ring and helping them with the same way, making their logic very tired. First, tiring their logic, which is constantly believing what they are taught or the way in which they are conditioned. Then creating the new thought trend, the new programming, by telling them that you are beyond this body-mind, by giving them these truths. Please do not think it is a hypnotizing process. No, it is de-hypnotizing. You are already hypnotized by the wrong thought, your body and mind. Meditation is not hypnotizing, it is de-hypnotizing. You are already hypnotized with the wrong thought, your body, your mind. By this truth, you will be de-hypnotized from the thought which you are already having. People think, no, this is like hypnotism. No. There is a big difference between hypnotism and meditation. If you are hypnotized, you will not become more intelligent, more energetic, more blissful. If you are meditating, you will be more intelligent, more energetic, more blissful. With this 3 scale, you can understand whether you are hypnotized or meditating. Sometimes people, after going through our programs, they ask me, Swamiji, we are just full, overflowing. Is it like a kind of hypnotism? I tell them no. Measure with these 3 scales. Are you feeling more intelligent? Are you feeling more aware and conscious? Are you feeling more blissful? Then you are not hypnotized. They are only meditating. You went through the de-hypnotizing process. What they did to me and what we are doing through Panchatapas is de-hypnotizing, not hypnotizing. They make your logic completely tired. And how many times your logic will come out and fight? Your logic is not so strong as you think. I always tell people, your ignorance is not so strong to take enlightenment away from you. Even in ignorance or ego, you are not that big guy. That's the truth. And once your logic doesn't talk back, how they find out, your logic has become silenced, they just see, they try to hit your third eye, between the eyebrows, drishte bindau kramalline. Between the eyebrows, that is the spot where your logic will be there whenever you are in a waking state. Whenever you are in a waking state, that is the spot where your logic will stay. They just hit it with a small piece of wood with a hammer. If that place is like a wax, means your logic has relaxed. If that place is like a strong bone, very strong, opposing, then they don't do the process, they just wait. Again they rub the bell. They don't do the process. They tell you, eat something, please sit inside the bell. Then again they will rub the bell. Understand? I was shocked. They were able to send at least 3-inch size wooden piece inside my eyebrows, inside my anya, and were able to take it out without bleeding or opening or disturbing any piercing, any pain. Please understand, I can't help it if you feel you can't believe, but I can promise this is a truth. It happened in this very spot, to this very body. They do it so beautifully, they do it very slowly, not immediately or within few minutes. They do it very slowly, a small wooden piece with a hammer. If they feel, the moment they feel that you have little pain, because if you have pain it will show in the face, they immediately stop it and make you sit again and rub the bell. Understand? It is so beautiful, so powerful. By the time they finish the process of inserting that big piece of wood into your eyebrows and taking it out, you are completely programmed for enlightenment. Your body and mind is programmed to live without pain, without the tiredness, without ordinary things. Whatever you call the quality of the body, ordinary body, everything is taken out. Now you are in the same innocent, beautiful space in which the Shiva, Lord, is staying, Paramastitihi, the transcendental reality. You may think how this is going to help you. I spoke about this just to tell you the possibility. Now let us understand how we can use this sutra in our life. Surely we are not going to now sit and hammer. We are not going to pierce your eyebrows. We are not going to create any pain in your body. But there is a possibility you may experience some pains in your life. At some point, use that time, this technique, to center yourself for enlightenment. Let us see the sutra and understand how we can use this technique in our life. Actually, let me be honest, only after that experiment or the technique, I really felt that body, living inside the body is worthy. Because it feels so light. It just does whatever you say. Otherwise it is just hell to be inside a body which does not obey you. See, really, it is nothing but a hell to be inside a body which doesn't listen to you. Means the closest person to you is not obeying you. How will you feel confident to live? See, if your family completely obeys you and gives you the courage and confidence that you are a leader, you will always be successful in your profession or social life. The right family is really important to be successful in the society, because that only will give you the courage and confidence to take major decisions in your life. Same way, your body only can give you the confidence for you to achieve enlightenment. That is why yoga plays such an important role in the path of enlightenment. That gives you the confidence and courage. You can execute what you think. That technique gave me so much of courage and confidence. Yes, my body is just listening to whatever I am saying. If I say just walk, it walks. If I say relax, it relaxes. If I say heal yourself, it heals. Still now I can't relate to the idea of insomnia. How? Why people will lie down and will not be able to sleep? I can't relate to the idea. Let me be very honest. When people come and tell me, Swamiji, I don't get sleep, even after lying on the bed, I tell, why? It's difficult to relate even to that idea. Thanks to those great masters, I was shocked to see millions of people suffer insomnia in this country. It is just programming of the body. The Eastern tradition, we say, sannyas life is when you stretch your hand, food, when you stretch your leg, it's sleep. That's sannyas life. When you stretch your hand, you eat. When you stretch your leg, you sleep. If you live like that, you are a Swami, you are a sannyasi. You are a Paramahamsa. I can't even connect with the idea when people come and tell me, we are not able to sleep. It is because of your programming. Let us understand the sutra. Kararuddha drigastrena brubeda dvararodhanat drishte bindau kramaline dhanmadhye paramastitihi. The sutra says, by closing the opening of the senses by the hands and by piercing the center between the eyebrows, when the bindu is perceived and there is a gradual merging, then the supreme state is found in the center. Let me explain the sutra as it is first, then we will see how we can use it in our life. It says, close all the openings with the Shambhavi Mudra. Shambhavi Mudra means closing all the openings by the hand, eyes, ears, nose and mouth. Please do not try. Please do not try. You may fall, you may faint, because how many seconds you will be able to close? Here they are saying till enlightenment close it. Till you achieve the Paramastiti, close it. I am speaking on the sutra just to put the whole thing in record. Please don't try. It has to be done with the direct guidance of an enlightened master, with a deep trust between you and the master, and with the high courage to take any risk. Whoever feels, what will happen? At the most I will die. It is better to die than to live without enlightenment. If you feel that much intense, then this technique is for you. Shiva is giving techniques for even sudden enlightenment. See, he is giving 112 techniques. He is giving the techniques like a bullock cart also. Slowly you can get into it. Tatak, 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 tatak. No much problem. You can relaxed way. You can come and reach when you want to reach. And he is giving the technique like a train also. Little fast. But you need to pay. And he is giving techniques for all level of intensity. And this is jet age. Here he is giving you the techniques. Very intense. Same way, anything intense will be risky. Here I am talking only to put the whole thing on record. It's called Shambhavi Mudra. Close all the holes, all the senses, and just put your awareness on the third eye. One more thing, when all your senses are stopped, your whole being will just jump for at least breath. It will just jump. It will ask for the air, prana, and it will try its best. Enough, relax. But even after that, if you are completely established, suddenly new energy will open. You will be able to take the prana, energy, without breathing. Without taking the air, you will be able to take prana, energy inside. That possibility will open. That is what happens when every pore starts breathing. See, now in Kumbh Mela, we had Kumbh Mela in India just in January and February. So many monks, they bury their head. Their body will be outside. Like this, they lie down for 11 days. They breathe, they inhale and exhale through every pore, using the whole body. That will happen to you when you don't use any of these openings. When that happens, you feel directly connected to energy and understanding that you can't be caught, you can't be imprisoned inside your body. See, when you start inhaling and exhaling using the whole body, when the inner space relates with the outer space without using these 5 doors, it feels total freedom. You are not bound by these 5 senses for any information or energy intake. Understand? If you are not bound by these 5 doors for information intake or energy intake, you feel the liberation. You feel the freedom. You are not bound by the senses. That is what Shiva is teaching here. It's a very powerful technique. Let us understand how we can use it. The principle of this technique in our day-to-day life. The principle is, when you are in an intense pain, suffering, or in need of something, if you are centered without being taken away by it, a new space will open in your inner being. You will experience the transcendental reality which is beyond the external and internal reality. Whenever you have some pain or some suffering, pain means which comes from external reality to internal world, internal reality. Suffering means which comes from internal reality to external reality. Pain and suffering. Whenever you experience, pain is more physical, suffering is more emotional. When you go through, just sit and decide that you are not going to allow any process of the pain or suffering to happen in you. You are going to completely stop, arrest all the moment. Visualize you are a stone statue. Just visualize you have become a stone, or you are frozen. Please do not try to close the senses. Just visualize that you became a stone, that you are no more a body or a mechanism which can function. Just visualize you become a stone. Automatically the movement will stop. Just be completely centered on one idea. You are stone now. You are completely frozen. Do not be taken away by the pain or the suffering. Suddenly you will see the new space which is called transcendental reality, Paramasthiti, will start happening. You will feel that you are witnessing the pain and suffering. You are just witnessing the pain and the suffering. This technique is very powerful technique. Try it whenever you feel some pain, some suffering. Don't bother, you don't have to wait too long. We have enough. Even if you don't have any emotional suffering, just pick up the cell phone and call 2-3 numbers. They will give you. Call any number. And you have enough intimate enemies. And just call any number. They will give you. And then just sit. Use every possibility, every door to open the Paramasthiti, to achieve the transcendental reality. You may say, no, when I am suffering or experiencing pain, I can't center myself. Maybe first few times you will fail. Only first few times you will fail. But after 2-3 times, naturally, your centering will be more powerful than the pain or suffering itself. Understand? Unless you try few times, you can't directly create that center on which you can stand strongly. You can stand steadily. You can stand established, rooted. You need to create that center in you. Whenever you are caught by pain or suffering, try. Decide, 20 more times I'll try, nothing else. Just 20 times you try, nothing else. In the 20 times itself you will see, you find your roots. You are getting established. Just if you try, decide, once if you become failure, decide, now once I became failure. Count number 1. Second time if you become failure, Number 2, within 20 times you will see such a big transformation. And you don't need more than 10 days to experience pain or suffering 20 times. 20 times. 10 days is too much. 10 days is too much. Try this technique. See here, technique is given to create suffering and go through. But in our case, we don't have to create because constantly it is coming in our life. Let us work whenever it comes in our life. You don't have to create. When it comes, use that chance. Don't miss when you get pain or suffering next time. Now I think you'll all be waiting. Don't miss it. When it comes, next time, you will see you are centered. Kararudda dragastrena brubedat dvararodanat drishte bindau kramaline tanmadye paramastitihi. Maybe now whoever is having some pain or suffering can do this meditation for a few minutes. If you don't have anything, then just relax and sit. If you have, let us work. We will take next 10 minutes to do this meditation. Let us try. If you don't have anything, just sit. You can sit with the closed eyes. Why I am asking you to do this technique? So that you will know exactly how to do it, how to go about. When you face the pain or suffering, you will be able to do it. You are equipped with all the weapons to face the life. It will take next 7 to 10 minutes. If you feel you can't sit for next 7 to 10 minutes or you don't want to meditate, you are free to leave the hall. It is your choice. If you decide to do the meditation, please close your eyes and sit in a relaxed way. If you have a kerchief or a cloth, you can tie your eyes like an eye band so that you will not feel tempted to look in between. Please close your eyes. Sit in a very relaxed way. You don't have to sit straight. Just sit completely in a relaxed way. If you want to stretch your leg, you can stretch your leg. If you want to sit on the ground, you are free to sit. Do whatever you feel comfortable. If you want to lean on the wall, you can do that. Just make yourself completely comfortable so that you will face the real pain or suffering. If you are uncomfortable, you will be facing the wrong pseudo pain. Like a small pains, like a back pain, you will be facing the pseudo pains. Only if your body is comfortable, you will face the real pain or the real suffering. Close your eyes. Visualize your body is frozen completely from head to toe. Your body is frozen. Don't move. No movement. Stop everything. Just stop. Just freeze. Just be a stone. No movement in the eyes, no movement in the hands, no movement in the leg, no movement even for breathing. Just stop. Just freeze. only this one idea that you are frozen should be there inside you. Entertain only this one idea. You are completely frozen. Do not allow, do not encourage, do not entertain any other idea. You are just frozen. Just stop. No moments. Till you feel the deep relaxation automatically inside. Do not stop. Do not interfere with this process. Be completely frozen. Do not allow any other idea. Just be frozen. Stop, freeze, become like a stone. You do not imagine, visualize any relaxation. Relaxation or witnessing consciousness should happen by itself. You put your effort only to stop and freeze you. Just become a stone. Stop. Just be frozen. Om Nithyanandam. Relax. You can open your eyes. Try this technique whenever you feel the pain or suffering. You are not supposed to visualize any relaxation or witnessing consciousness. It will happen. Till then, just be completely frozen. You will see that you establish yourself in the Paramastitihi, the supreme state of Shiva consciousness. See, even these postures of Shiva, all of them are used for this kind of different techniques. These postures are used to freeze the body. They will just stand in that posture and freeze the body, so that no movement in the inner world. Each of the Shiva's dancing postures, it describes one Shiva Sutra, one meditation technique. He dances in a different ways. There are different description of dancing posture, and each posture is connected to one meditation technique. He is expressing in the body language. This sutra is expressed in the body language of Shiva. Is this? Each one dancing postures of Shiva. Now we will have energy darshan and initiation. If any of you are interested, getting initiated means, you see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. These all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I have never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just nice way of escaping from yourself. Anyhow, we will have now initiation and the energy darshan. It's an option. You are welcome. So let these great sutras of Mahadeva, Anandeshwara, give you the same energy, intelligence and bliss. Let the same state of Anandeshwara be reproduced in you all through the sutras. Let you all achieve and radiate eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.